Hello everyone, the Chart Guys have been working on an introductory technical analysis course for quite some time now, and after surveying hundreds of traders with what would be the most sought after information regarding technical analysis, we came up with this course, When to Enter and Exit. It covers over 5 hours of the basics on when to enter and exit, and we feel after watching this course it will help build a foundation of technical analysis knowledge which will eliminate a lot of the uncertainty in the world of trading stocks. So the course outline, we go over the psychology of trading, establishing a game plan, the different indicators we use to signal a bullish and bearish entry, how to recognize support and resistance levels, poor entries, where traders make mistakes, exit targets, how do you know where to sell your trade, where to place stop losses, that's very important, minimizing losses is what keeps you in the game long term, my personal preparations, how I go about getting ready for each trading day, and then piecing it all together, utilizing all the information we just learned and how to apply that in the real world for making successful, profitable trades. As a bonus, we also include a lot of information on finding entries and exits utilizing patterns, and you can find these patterns on every time frame on pretty much any stock and commodity trading, and certainly being able to recognize those patterns can give you an edge as well. So we hope you will check this out. Again, it's an introductory level course. So if you are new to technical analysis and trying to get a firm grasp on things and feeling a little bit overwhelmed, then this course is for you. I hope you check it out. Appreciate you watching. Looking at YELP GWPH PCLN NVDA and TSLA. So to end the week, we had Tesla consolidate a bit. It looks like, or I should say YELP, excuse me. It looks like normal healthy consolidation where we bounced off $42 on this potential bearish reversal doji that was negated, and then we bounced off $42.05. So it's clear that our first support level to be watching is $42, and then I would be looking down at $40.50, and then on down to 40 psychological. So at this point, this is normal healthy consolidation. And when I'm looking for normal healthy consolidation as opposed to anything other than that, I'm looking at the amount of volume and I'm looking at the shape of the candlestick. If we had closed at the low of the day, that would show momentum heading in the bear's direction heading into next week. But we see the lower wick, we see lower volume compared to the previous bullish days. And this right now looks like we could be shaping up for a potential bull flag of consolidation, which would lead to further upside. So need to keep a close eye on volume and the shape of the candlesticks to understand the psychology of what's going on each trading day. But as of right now, it tells me the bulls are still in control. The weekly time frame is pulling back from the upper Bollinger Band. We pulled back about 14 cents shy of that level. The highest price we've seen in the past year plus is $43.36, and we came within 33 cents of that level. So if we do consolidate, the bulls want to break that resistance as soon as possible to avoid a double top, which would be a little bit more concerning for the bulls rather than if we broke to a higher high and then consolidated. GWPH continues to favor the bears. We had the clear bearish break, losing the 100-day moving average support, and now we have another lower high, lower low, and a close near low of the day, both days in a row. So we're looking at 114.75, and I would say the must-hold level is 110 to maintain this little higher low pattern on the daily. Only good thing that the bulls can gather from the past 2 days is the decrease in bear volume on Friday. That's about it, because clearly the bears are taking over in the short term, losing the weekly middle Bollinger Band support, and if we lose 110 and 107.10, we're going to see further downside. And let's see, did we ever fill this gap down here? It's actually on the daily that I want to look at. Need to zoom out real quick. Should have done this before starting the video, but just want to make sure we did fill that gap back to the downside that occurred 5 months ago. That gap was at 109.49, and we did drop down and fill that gap. So gap target has been filled. Now the bulls must maintain the higher low pattern on the daily, 110 key support. PCLN, look at that raging bull. And we highlighted the unusual volume at the end of the last week on Friday. The last half an hour was this huge spike. Volume poured out of nowhere, and the bulls completely saved the day, closing up near the high. And look at the 5 days that followed. Huge green every single day, an all-out breakout, and that was follow the volume play, with volume at the end of last week dictating that it was going to be a big week for PCLN. New all-time high to close the week, closing up near the high. And if we get a break on Monday of 1605.47, we're looking at all psychological levels, 1610, 1615, so on and so forth. breaking out above the weekly time frame, last all-time high. We rejected from that weekly level, so much stronger bullish MACD cross. The bulls are in absolute full control of PCLN, and we've had it on the resident bull list now since about August, once we broke this little lower high pattern. NVDA, also a very strong close. Bullish MACD cross on the daily, close up near the high of the day, break out above the upper Bollinger Band, and a break of this previous resistance of 109.19. So now we're looking up at 111.92. And if we get above 111.92, that's a little double top by 3 pennies. We couldn't break above that level at the end of the day Friday. Get above that level, and we're looking at the all-time high up at 119.93. So Citron bear attack from that all-time high. Not sure where they went, but they certainly do not have control the past 2 weeks. Bullish MACD cross above the daily upper Bollinger Band. Weekly chart couldn't look more perfect for the bulls. Every time we consolidate, we bounce off the 8-period exponential support before continuation to higher highs. And we have full control by the bulls, a green Marubozu candlestick showing the entire week belonged to the bulls. And we'll see if we can get a new all-time high on YELP, or I should say on NVDA, sometime in Q1 2017. Tesla also looks healthy and strong. That's a bull flag consolidation at this point. Look how similar we're looking to the previous consolidation that ended up being a bull flag back in January. 3 days, lower wicks with bulls buying the dip, and then a big breakout to higher highs. So 3 days of consolidation, bullish reversal hammer with a close near the high of the day. We saw the bulls pouring in the last 20 minutes on Friday. And we're looking at resistance of 255.74, 258.46. Bulls in full control of Tesla. And if we get a new high and a break of 258.46, that will confirm the bull flag. Weekly time frame has a little bit of an upper wick of profit taking, not enough to be a bearish reversal candlestick, just worth keeping an eye on, as we did reject right from this 258 resistance back in April 2016, a clear top at that level, and that is where we are rejecting from. So it looks like we're going to give those levels a shot, another shot this coming week. If we reject from 258 again and cannot get over it, that weekly resistance is going to be strong, and we're going to be looking for this weekly chart to consolidate, because this bounce is straight up, and the bulls cannot sustain this kind of move on the weekly time frame without some normal healthy consolidation. You see the huge move on the daily time frame, but it has had normal healthy consolidation along the way with multiple bull flags leading to higher highs, and we don't have any consolidation. We just had one bearish candlestick on the way up, but need to see a little bit of a pullback. And we'll be watching the weekly upper Bollinger Band support, which is going to be in the low 250s. So battle of 258 coming for Tesla early next week. Market's still very strong, and that's why these bulls are all performing really well. GWPH stands out as the weakest, with a breakdown potentially in process here, or in progress. And it'll be about 110 this coming week. So we'll keep checking back in as always. I appreciate you watching. Hope you have a great Sunday night.